on the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. You are back again. It is that time of the night. And again, I must say it, Emil, I must say it. Yesterday I said, hey, you have done it. You have done it. At least my voice has not changed. My voice has not changed. How is yours?
It's hanging in there.
It's hanging in there. Hey, it's tough. It's tough. The flu is here, man. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah.
I know. We'll be fine.
It is here.
We are drinking concoctions. We'll be fine.
Not entirely. Don't be seeing a white cup.
The synonymous white cup.
Yeah, I saw someone who was talking about you laughing. Hey, tonight we are going to laugh, guys.
Sorry.
That's how it is, man. We are going to laugh.
Unfortunately, for my mental health.
We are going to laugh because that's the way to go, guys. We cannot cry because it doesn't help.
We need to soldier on.
Otherwise, with emotions, we would stop. Sometimes we would not deliver this because if we put or show our emotions, even on the camera, you start complaining again when we do that.
Like, oh, Emily, you look sick. You look tired.
So we're going to laugh. Yeah, I mean,
it's draining this case.
We will deliver even other stuff. I mean, we are even now afraid of making other content because there are people who are. This is not SABC. This is not your Newsroom Africa. If you want Newsroom Africa, go that side, guys. It's out of respect that I'm saying this because it surprises me that you go to someone's platform and then that was built and you're not even contributing anything, and then you come and say, hey, this one is laughing. You come once in a while. Say this one is laughing. There are people who are here who have been
negative comments.
who have been contributing positively, and they have not had any problem. There are people who are watching here day in, day out. There are people who are members here. And I mean, you have our WhatsApp. So if you really want to contribute positively, we want to say, talk to us on WhatsApp. People send us things. We do stories on them if we feel that, okay, this is basically, if you want to do the right thing, you don't stand outside next door your neighbor and shout at your neighbor without talking to them if there's something that is bothering you. I think Ubuntu starts there. You don't just come and say, hey, or stand outside the gate and shout. No. Ubuntu says you must go to that person and have a proper conversation, and then after that, then it can escalate. I don't understand why it escalates right through with you. Come with a negative comment, you leave, you go to those people who are pleasing you, who are formal, who are speaking nice English.
Unfortunately, not.
Emil, I mean, if we were all about those things, ngabe dala salwa, ngabe manje senginenye presenter ke mhlambi. Yabo. I mean,
exactly.
Because of people. No, people come with their negative energy. It's not good. Take your negative energy, use this video, watch and enjoy and give your pointers,
give your arguments.
Let's continue.
Even if you disagree, respectfully disagree.
Yeah.
Don't be going around calling people names.
You're still laughing. What the hell is that?
When you start throwing insults, it shows.
But my worry is that most of the time people who come with those comments keep on to this mom saying that to a woman.
To another way. Oh, kunjalo.
I don't understand why would you do that, but it's not everyone. I know our subscribers here. They are just watching, and I don't mind people watching. If you watch with your negative attitude, just watch and leave. Then don't leave nasty things when you just wanna be listener. So manje ngenzeni ngihambe ngolando uEmelo Moshi. Yeah, so that when you can start your own channel and then you do no man. I'm sorry, guys, to everyone else, but I don't address these things normally. But it doesn't make sense. Emily is sick.
And
He's got flu here. Is pushing with flu.
And I cannot be stopped from engaging with my community because Buna Bantu in the comment section who just decide to dilute it with negativity. No.
You don't go.
Maybe I should start blocking.
You don't go to Gaga. No, we're not gonna block anyone.
We don't
you
block.
You don't go to Gaga and say, "Ay, mnangimthanda uhlophe uhlaza shama hlaya."
And people laugh on the radio. The DJs laugh, you know.
But you come
Nobody's
here
complaining.
to a smaller YouTuber
There's a bigger podcast that's getting a lot of views. They're always laughing there.
But
nobody's complaining.
You come here, you wanna kill a small podcast, a smaller podcast. We are small. We are not even big. We are small. You know, we are pushing small, trying to connect with our people who resonate with us. You know, and then you come here, you want to use your rules of your house. I'm afraid to. I'm not understanding South Africa. But again, thank you very much again, Duke, Tsidi, Anamu happy again. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you very much for welcoming us in these difficult, trying times. This flu, it's here on the throat, and then you start feeling tired.
Congested and tired.
And then
your nose is blocked.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that I'm not gonna reach there because I hate it. I don't eat it from my food. I don't like it even in my burger. When I burger, but I'm gonna. I don't have any choice. It's not right to be sick, considering that we don't rest that much. So I mean, our time is limited in terms of resting. So try by all means not to get sick. Thank you, Emily, for your concussion.
Yes, it's a lemon, onions, ginger.
So
garlic.
we'll be drinking. Don't say these ones are drinking alcohol. We don't touch it. I don't touch it. Emily doesn't touch it. But others
issues
do.
With alcohol.
I don't have any problem. People can do their thing. Right, Emily, today Gininda is here again. Is doing what Gininda is doing, corroborating. Basically, Gininda is Baloi is Gininda in a sense. You can literally swipe them around and then Baloi just gives evidence.
Once and for all.
Because that's what he's doing. I think that's what Baloi is enjoying. His arguments are just created by Gininda. Now, two stories that are contradicting each other. Kelly talks about the cell phones that were left in the house. I don't understand why Ramsey stopped the question. Gininda is saying everyone's cell phone was there. According to Pinky Fight Fillingham. So what does that say about Zandi's testimony? Was it lying? Was it lies?
Was it lies?
Now are you saying that? Vusutando, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank
Vusutando Maktobane, thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate you. May God bless you guys as you do that. May you be increased. May you not be in a dry season.
Never.
Because you are assisting people you probably have not. You've only seen on camera. You are able to give, and even those who are watching, may God bless you guys. We love you. Right, let's continue. Amen.
So yes, the court proceedings, they started today with Advocate Nis informing the court that Tulani Mgomezulu, the lawyer for accused number 1, has been booked off until the 4th of November. That apparently will be on Sunday. I'm not sure. So he will only return on Monday. Nisis will stand in for him until then. I thought and I was worried and I was thinking, hey, you know, Gomezulu might not get a chance to cross-examine, But at the pace we are going, he's fine. He needs all the rest he can get.
It looks like we're going faster, and then we start
just
going through albums and repeating the evidence of other people, and then we stop.
Collaborating. We are collaborating. It's
Ultra
a lot.
Star. consistently you've been contributing. Amen. Thank you. We see you.
Thank you,
We
Ultra
appreciate you. You are there at the level of Botsidi.
Yebo.
You are there in terms of really not forgetting
Thank
us.
you.
We appreciate you guys,
Guys.
taking from your salary and assisting us here.
We appreciate it.
We
You know,
really
it's
are
money you
appreciating
work
it.
for.
I think a 1 rand, a 2 rand, a 5 cent here, because I mean it's not like I woke up to work for that. You guys are giving your hard-earned money. So anything that you feel deem it's fit for us, we have to appreciate it. I mean, and may God bless you guys. May God bless you. Emazweni la nikhona ngiyabona the way you guys are giving. Some are giving in dollars and pounds. May God protect you. Lapha nikhona guys, and give you more, so that you are able to help even others. Thabo Mnisi, siyabonga. Thank you.
Thank you, Thabo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Siyabonga. Continue, Emily. Sometimes you guys can come in numbers, and it's like now
it's humbling. It's humbling.
Yeah, these ones they're always. Thank you guys. Thank you. God bless you.
We are guys. You work hard for your money, and we appreciate it. We cannot not say thank you.
Yes.
So Baloy gave Gininda a bank statement from Capitec Bank, which indicated that Ntanzi lived in Driefontein in Carltonville in 2014.
Yes.
So Gininda said, and that is correct, my lord. He was employed in Carltonville from 2009 up until 2016. He went on to read from another document that Ntanzi was employed from 18th of April 2009 to the 18th of February 2016. So Baloy then said, here it says, I got a call from Sfiso. He got my number from Muzi. Who is Muzi? And Gininda said it was accused number 1.
So Sfiso, let's assume it's Sfiso Gutle.
Accused number 5.
So Sfiso, the other name is Sfiso.
It's Fiso Gutle.
Because this Fiso, you know why I'm saying this. The so-called person who knows these people is getting the names wrong. Zoom.
In fact, there were even more mistakes when he first testified. Did you guys remember?
And they were corrected,
that?
Yes.
And then it was corrected.
This is someone who knows these people.
But he got their names wrong the first time.
And it seems, you know, when I was listening to Gininda giving the rehashing.
Yeah, regurgitating the evidence.
The evidence.
Yes.
It sounds like Zungu is saying that in that meeting, the father was part of the meeting as a family member. You know that one where Mafiga dance. It's saying, are you guys? They were asked, are you guys? It is alleged that he said they were asked that, are you guys family members? If you are not, stand up. So the father was there. The father remained there. He was a family member.
So he remained there, Zungu's father.
Hey, that's basically
in that meeting.
That's because the meeting issue. I guess that's how the father got to apparently know.
But isn't it weird how we were just yesterday talking about Ngache and how his son was not allowed to testify on behalf of.
Yet Zungu's testimony, the main witness is relying more on her father's evidence. Yes, it
what
is
they told him, not even what they saw with their own eyes. What did their father told him happened at these meetings, happened when allegedly accused number 1 talked to them. Nothing. Like, what is this?
I wish, you know, sometimes not to undermine our people. At some point, you need yourself a white lawyer. That woman in Kreja's case. Hey, I'm sorry, man. You know, sometimes I wish Nis is doing it. But the problem is that with the person of color like us, they go on to report
this
report
respect
him.
we have, it's used against us.
Yes.
And then when there are those who choose not to respect, you get a hostile treatment.
Then you go to this what is it called, LPC.
LPC.
And believe in you'll go the route of tifo if ungahlakaniphanga at the end
Even
of the
if
day.
uhlakaniphile sometimes,
Ngisho ukuthi
the
if
system-
ungahlakaniphanga emotional, because I'm not talking about the wisdom of emotionally, because that's the aim of these institutions, in my opinion. They are there to break you sometimes. Not this one. I'm not talking about this one, but there are these institutions that really take things serious when there are certain people, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, people cry, people say everything about it. That's why I'm saying other people get away with a lot of things, and it's okay to accept that. And if you are in a position that is compromising you, you need to get those people. Unfortunately, they don't come cheap.
They don't.
They don't come cheap. They know their worth, and they know that you are using them in any case with their color and whatnot. All that I'm saying is public opinion and it's
one
alleged.
day we have
but
to
for it
talk
angilwe namuntu.
allegedly,
Yeah.
yes. And one day, maybe just one day, there will come a time when the elephant in the room is addressed about how black lawyers are treated. Black lawyers.
And it's unfortunate,
in this country.
It's unfortunate, because the funny thing is that it is rare that a judge of no color would be the one to report you. It is the same judge as you that goes to these people and
who
lay the
uses
charges.
the channels to deal with you, because when you strongly
That's why the
disagree,
arrogance in the courts, because they know mostly they are the most protected ones.
we saw how Mshololo yesterday was treated.
I mean,
Raising
honestly,
an objection.
honestly,
Like she was throwing insults. She was raising an objection.
like as if he stood up and just insulted someone.
Yes.
Yes.
One
So,
day. Just one
It's
day.
something that we have to be mindful of, and we have to talk about it. And it's there.
You know, I remember even Skakani was talking
about it.
Yeah, at
Kakane
some
talks
podcast.
about it a lot.
Akhuluma ukuthi when student lawyers are the most vocal on campuses. They are the ones fighting for excluded students,
Yeah.
for students to get res. They are activists. But then there's this switch that happens when you enter the workplace. It's almost like you're told, don't do
Behave.
that thing.
Be in line. Yes. So, like, it's even, speaking of students, you look at Mcebo Dlamini's case. In my opinion, Mcebo was not supposed to have a criminal record. That's my opinion, and I know it's going to be unpopular, but it was not. But unfortunately, he's in that situation. In my opinion, Mcebo was not supposed to have a criminal record for fighting for what was rightfully promised.
Right.
And in my opinion,
Free
many
education.
parties there that should have played their part, they did not.
They just let
did
him
not.
hang
People
dry.
enjoyed
The privileges that came after the fight. They enjoyed the privileges that came after the fight, and now it's like, oh, he's forgotten. And now, but
a bright
but
mind
honestly
like
speaking,
that has been
he didn't
nullified
deserve-
into a certain corner. Yes, he might be working, but I'm sure he wanted to be a lawyer
he
properly.
wanted to practice. He wanted to go to court. That's why he went to school.
He might be researching, he might be doing everything. That's my opinion. I know it's going to be unpopular, but for me, I'm a fan of that guy. And I'm a fan of someone who speaks sense. That guy speaks sense. Sober-minded.
But
Unfortunately,
heavy
most
is
people
the
don't like
burden
him.
that comes with fighting for
the people.
people.
Because there's always going to be both Judah Scaliot Kona la, who are going to testify against you.
Or who are going to sabotage. When you organize a peaceful march, some random stray para comes in and starts doing crazy things.
And then you go down for that.
And yeah, it's all yeah.
But in the name of these laws are not here to kill people's life, I think it did the opposite. It is actually even today doing the opposite. In the name of the law, it's supposed to correct It did not correct them.
No.
Just that Mcebo has a big heart. He's fighting. Omunye ngabe manje uyiphara.
Or given up in life.
Yes.
But yeah. So Baloyi then said, if you can place on record the number of accused number 2, and then Gininda said that the number of accused number 2 was 07250570056, and then under his contacts the number was 0793790137, and that number of accused number 2 was under the heading Muzi. So I'm going to assume that it was saved as Muzi. Then Baloyi referred him to exhibit SSS, where the number of accused number 2 is set out, and asked Gininda to read it out, and Gininda read it as 0793790137. He continued to say that he has already read Muzi's bank statement that reflects the same number. So they confirmed that it was the same number as on the bank statement. So Baloyi then turned to Ntanzi's statement when Ntanzi refers to a scuffle that ensued after Senzo jumped towards Carlos. He said Carlos fired 2 shots, and Gininda said that the first corroboration, is it collaboration? Collaboration was with regards to the ballistic reports where Mangena said 2 shots were fired. The witnesses in the house also said that 2 shots, although some said 3. The evidence found by Sergeant Musia, who discovered 2 projectiles in the house. So Baloyi then asked him, and there is reference to a scuffle, and Gininda said, indeed, my lord. So the witness that were in the house, and I'm referring to the collaboration, they do indicate a scuffle that took place between the deceased and one of the intruders, particularly the one who was carrying a firearm. So Baloyi asked him to read somewhere else where it said at least 2 shots were fired in the house, then somewhere else where it said that the shooter was most probably in front of the deceased and the firearm in contact with the deceased's chest, the possibility of altercation or a struggle between the deceased and the shooter cannot be ruled out. So Baloyi read where it said that he was there 5 minutes before they came, and as he ran to the car, Muzi was standing outside. Gininda said that he had already commented in the relation to the pointings out, so this was corroborated. Baloyi then returned to the confession statement where it said, here, Carlos then gave me a phone. Gininda said, yes, my lord. The statement of Ms. Kelly Kumalo says that the 072 phone was taken by the intruders, the runaway phone that was picked up by the Muleleki Tower. This is connecting the dots. Yeah. But isn't this supposed to be done by the prosecutor at first level and then later on by the judge? This when you didn't do investigations, now you take the role of a state advocate now. You find yourself performing a job that is not yours. Number one.
Yes.
It's almost as if he's connecting the dots. He's doing the work that should actually be done by the lawyers in court. I don't understand, because in my experience of listening to investigators, they are giving evidence. So sometimes I get lost. As I'm listening to him, but I'm like, And another thing that I also notice is that the judge is quiet as a mouse, has no questions, no interruptions. In fact, he looks so focused writing down. And I'm asking myself, what could he possibly be writing down? Like, why is he so focused? Like, what is he doing? Is he also connecting the dots? Like,
in a nutshell, the man is God, Jesus. Guys, let me say this. I wonder, since we started this case, I'm hoping now we should be done with Gininda should, in my opinion, because our streams.
They struggle.
I don't understand. It's a coincidence all the time when we are dealing with the evidence like this. Icon, we buffer, we and guess what, Emmett?
What?
We are so. I was checking internet right now. I'm talking about like big numbers. Like internet is fine.
Okay.
But we're buffering for some weird reason. We're buffering for some weird reason. I don't know why. And we've been smooth. For many days when other people were testifying. I just don't understand why when it's time.
And at these times the line is
it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Around this
it's
time,
free. It's free. You don't understand when how I get frustrated by this thing. It just kicks you out. Boom. Okay, it's fine. Continue.
Let us pray.
No, it's fine. Continue. It's all right.
Hey, I was on the judge, the judge writing and fully focused and as Brigadier Gininda is there corroborating. The fully focused judge who was writing down, making notes, and I'm like, yo.
No, the judge, I don't know if you've noticed. The judge has not changed a bit. Might be quiet, but when it comes with supporting. The judge is going to have to support. Basically, the questions is asking are questions that are going to support the judgment that is coming, which is to send these people to jail. The Ngashe example, for example, if this is a police, I heard this person is a police, So the theory that all the neighbors saw some people running, even the statement of that is going to come into play.
The judgment, allegedly.
Yeah. So rest assured, in my opinion, these people are gonna go down. I think even the defense, I heard one of these days that it seems as if they are preparing for appeal. Mshololo stood up and said, we are making sure that it's on the record that we objected. Yeah, so it's in preparation for appeal because I think the hostility that they are getting, they can read the room also, in my opinion. And it's emphasizing a lot of time that the judge is able to decipher and whatnot. But there is a bit of we already know that you are going that direction because since I've started this case, a judge has never, in my opinion, asked a question that seeks to put the states under pressure. All the clarifications and everything, they are more pressing to the defense than anyone else, such that the defense at some point will be compelled to answer or even come with their own questions. When he says any questions, he never says any question to Baloyi. It's any questions to the defense all the time, because he knows that what I've done, it has to do with them. I'm just literally making sure that my case is based on certain things that I clarified. It is painful to see yourself dying a slow, painful death that you cannot do anything about it.
I mean, I must admit, I couldn't help but wonder that what if some of these corroborations from Brigadier Gininda end up making it on the judgment, the way he's so focused and writing, but
they'll probably make it.
Then he read into the record that the number 0729382498 on the 26th of October 2014 at 21:52:40, the tower was Moleleki. He further said that what is important is that when this phone was picked up at this tower, all the other phones of the people inside the house were at the clinics.
Yesterday I forgot to ask this question.
Clinics is the tower.
Yes.
At the hospital.
Yes. Just to disturb you, Emmy, because I remembered, I forgot. The guy, Zungu, said he was driving a state car. Where is AVL for that car?
Where is AVL for the state car that Mr. Zungu was driving on the
Where is
night of the
AVL on that
incident?
day?
Yes.
Because that AVL would make Zungu's statement even more solid. I'm saying this because he's saying he moved the car at some point. Ignition on, ignition off, and stuff like that. The car is moving.
At Basotwing Hostel.
You know, at Basotwing Hostel and all that. Where is that?
Where is the AVL for that state car?
You know, like now we have to believe his word. But there could be something that could support his statement. That yes, I was there on the 20th, even if the car was there. Where is AVL? This is a state car. He's been saying it was a state car. It was a state car. So what's the point of saying you're driving a state car if we cannot pull the AVL for that? And I'm telling you, there's no such. They would never be able to find such. Well, let me not speak before.
Hey,
Things have a way of mushrooming.
They mushroom in that court, so you can never say never.
My lord, we were presenting exhibit a double
Z.
triple D of the AVL of the car that was driven by Constable Zungu. My lord, we are going to put it on record. So let me not say anything. It might come. Be careful of what you wish for. What this case have taught me is that be careful of what you wish for. So yeah.
Bekhulungwa ngama-diary.
Yeah.
I-diary ifikile izolo. There was a diary that entered the building.
Yesterday?
Yes.
I missed it.
It was a diary.
I missed it.
Well, this statement that all the cell phones of the people that were in the house were reading at the clinic's tower at the hospital needs to be investigated, in my opinion. Because now it was being put as a fact, you know, and we don't have Section 205s that have been shared onto the record yet of Makumalo's phone, of who else, Mthokozisi Twala's phone, even Tumelo Madlala's phone. That Section 205 for Tumelo Madlala's phone was so crucial because Mr. Hlophe's statement, the one that was not being used.
Was it ever read? It
was never read. They said that it's hearsay evidence. Baloyi objected and said that it was hearsay evidence.
But was there ever a Section 205 for
Tumelo Madlala's phone? I'm sure it is there, but the state is not presenting it in court.
It will be important.
I'm sure it is there
if it
because
was there.
Tumelo said that they did take their phones.
If it was there, it will be very important because they can say, here is a call between Hlophe and so and so. That makes Hlophe's statement even more credible.
So it did not pop up. So for him to boldly say that all the cell phones of all the people that were in the house read at the clinic's tower.
It makes sense. You know, it makes sense why nobody would talk about the reading of Tumelo Madlala's cell phone
205
record. Yes, it makes sense now.
And also, Zandi did testify. In fact, Ramosipili brought it up. Thank goodness. He objected that all the phones of the people that were in the house were accounted for at the clinic's hospital. It's incorrect to say that. Zandi's evidence is clear that her mother's phone was at home on top of the stove upon their return from the hospital, and that Senzo Meyiwa's
Very
phone...
funny that they are making that bold statement. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Tumelo said his phone was off. Now that I think about it, how did then they pick it up that it was at Fosloras?
He did. He did say he was looking
how
for
did
a
they
charger.
Pick Tumelo's phone that it was at Fosloras? Because he said it was off. He couldn't.
His phone was
he
off.
Did not. He could not. He claimed that he did not use that phone.
So to boldly put it as a fact like that everyone's phones were reading at the clinic's tower. Hey, come on.
It's very, very, very surprising. How did Tumelo's phone read the tower? Because he said it was off. He said that.
You see now. So Baloyi then said that Ms. Van Tillinghem testified about this aspect, that all the cell phones, including that of Zandi's mother, were at the hospital. This also includes the deceased phone. So Advocate Baloyi is also supporting this fact.
Come on, my lord. You know what? Someone is raising a very good point, Tulitu, talks about OB entries. Let me tell you, if the defense was to ask about the visit of Mjiako and the OB entries, they will be told to keep quiet because they've been told that there are no such. But yet, this guy is talking about your OB entries to collaborate.
Collaborate. The judge asked Ramasipili to check where he said that the deceased phone was closer to the kitchen, somewhere beneath there, down there, and Kelly's mother's phone was on the kitchen counter or something like that. Then Baloyi said that they can put their head on the block about that aspect. He put his head on the block for this. Then the judge asked for the distance between the house and the Muleleki Tower, and also wanted to know the direction of the Muleleki Tower, whether it was east, west, north, south.
With that being said, just asking, did the cell phone of accused number 3 read the room that was said to be the camping room?
Accused number 3?
Yes.
The room that was the camping room?
Yes.
At Basutung Hostel?
Yes.
The record of the...
Around the time, like around 7, 8-ish.
Agiri accused number 3's phone, it last read at Johannesburg Central, there by George Koch, and then 8:30 it switched off.
Now, let's talk about this confession for an investigator that really was adamant about he was investigating. There is a call that is said to have happened between accused number 3, and I said this yesterday, according to Ntanzi, allegedly, that's the statement. And that call, it was a call when they were closer to the house, because they were about to go there. Then apparently Kelly called, right?
Yes.
Say, where are you guys?
Yes.
Is the phone around that time pinging closer to the house, since we have been taught about towers? Because there was a call.
There was a call. There was an SMS. I'm outside.
You know what the funny thing is? This whole thing is messed up. And what blows this thing wide open and crazy, and it does not make sense at all for someone who thinks, is that the mistake that could have happened is that accused number 3's phone was preserved through their case that he was going through, the Cleveland case.
Yes.
Because of that, the phone was preserved. So whatever lie that you want to bring, or whatever thing that you want to bring, it must be corroborated by Pinky's thingy. So the callings of these people, I was called by so and so. When you were reading accused number 3 called accused number 1, right? Apparently. When you were reading accused number 3's phone, did you find accused number 1's number? Because I was talking to them, right? Yeah, did you find that? No, there's no such.
Well, what we can recall is that some of the numbers didn't belong to the people that they said that they belonged to.
So the craziness of this whole thing that we are expected to believe is that it just doesn't make sense. They talk about the facts of the phone. The facts of the phones are not giving. Nothing is giving. Even when at some point the numbers of other people were made to belong to other people, it still was caught, right? And then it was corrected. And then all of a sudden there is basically nothing to stand on. But yet there are people who still believe 100%, yeah, these guys are guilty as charged. Njani bafowethu. Kanti, how do we think? How do we reason? I'm going someone is bringing with the so-called facts.
Here, Advocate Baloyi is here putting his head on the chopping block.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. If cases are like this is hogwash, in my opinion. This case is just a pure hogwash that we have ever seen in this world.
And maybe it also speaks to how fearless
people are to actually be on air, watched by people doing this, and you're still gonna come back and give the judgment that says these people are guilty as charged.
Konai, the people that are really, really harsh, really, really cruel and heartless, they are watching and are thinking,
there's no stringing along, Tibel. No stringing along.
South Africa.
There's no string. Rikamuka. Pari. Yeah, so collaboration. Collaborate. Collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration.
Right, let's continue.
So Baloyi returned to the confession and asked Gininda to read. Okay. So Gininda said, we drove away from the scene and Togozisen and Carlos asked me to give them the phone and plastic container, which I gave them. Carlos then said, here is my watch. We drove to the hostel and went straight to room 1B. And Carlos told Sfiso to warn me that if any word came out that they were involved, then he will kill me. So Baloyi then asked Brigadier Gininda for any comment on this. And Gininda said that the only contained in this was that there were threats to Constable Zungu, referring to accused number 1. Secondly, Kelly's mother is or was mentioned in the statements. He says that he stands to be corrected on whether his cell phone was there or not. And the judge said that he remembers Zandi saying her mother's phone was charging. Then he joked and said the old man remembers. So this is what.
And yet he takes the Baloyi's version according to so-called pink. Yes. But he remembers that one of the witnesses either lied or was telling the truth. We don't know.
So Gininda was now told to place all the numbers of that pinged at the clinic's tower. I wrote them down somewhere else. I just waste of time. So he embarked on that. He went on and read the clinic's tower. He was going on 26th of October 2059 50. I wasn't gonna write all of that. So he embarked on all that until Advocate Baloyi told the court that Ramosipili was no longer persisting with the objection. And I was like, Ramosipili, why? You didn't have to.
No, you didn't have to. You just had to let him.
Or maybe he took it back because now the judge had raised that he remembers Zandi's testimony. But Ramosipili didn't have to take that back. He was just supposed to let them read the entire thing the whole day and take a nap.
Yes. Yes.
And do this. Take a nap. Because you knew that they were gonna read the record of everyone who was in the house.
What I like about Mshololo now. Mshololo has read the room. Like, if it was Mshololo, they were going to go through this thing over and over again. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna read the cell phone records of everyone who was in the house until bafika ku Zandi, bafika ku Tumelo, bafika ku Mthokozisi, bafika ku who else section 205 was not read into the record. Ramosipili should have just let them be, hey?
Yes.
You should have just let it go. There was no need for you to stop him. It's evidence in chief. Every bit of evidence counts.
It's the second time we're being kicked out of YouTube.
Where YouTube? What are you doing now? Where YouTube? What's going on?
No, I don't understand.
I need a body break.
It's hard. Body break.
We can open the lines for now.
Guys, let's open the lines.
Just call in because Brigadier Gininda's evidence is boring. Okay, I'm gonna say it. It's boring.
Okay,
but
Emily,
we need
I
to
think you
cover
really
it
need a
bit
body
and
break.
bit. I need a body break. I'll come back maybe feeling a bit more refreshed. I need a body break.
Guys, please call me. I'm here. Let me hear what you guys have to say. Emily is still taking a body break. She's not feeling well. And YouTube is YouTubing, kicking us out these days. I don't understand what is going on. Yeah. Let me just connect the phone so that you guys call. Call me. Tell me what you guys think. And while we do that, please like the video, guys. Let's not forget to do that as much as we go through everything. But remember to like the video. That's one way you can contribute to this channel. Please, guys. Please, 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 please. Yeah. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Mzansi, really, hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, man. Speaking to Danny.
Yes, Danny.
Yeah, actually, this evidence of the phones being at the hospital and stuff actually is nonsensical. Because, like, on the 21st of June, Bingi Fillingham was giving the addresses of the towers, each and every tower where it is and stuff like that. So what I did, I took all the addresses and then I put them on the map. Like there's a program where you can sort of like you draw circles.
Yeah.
Because they ask there what is the diameter or the radius of the coverage of each tower. You see. It says, she said it can range from 3 kilometers to 6 kilometers or something like
that. Yes.
So when you enter Fosloras from entry, I think you're using the beer. They call it the Beers Road or something. Right on the left, you get the what do you call this thing? Fosloras Square.
Yes.
And then close to it, there's a hospital. And then on the other side, on the left, they are all on the left-hand side when you enter the road, the Beers Road from entry.
Yes.
They are all within like 600 meters apart. So it means
there's nothing.
No, it's because they're making sure there's network there, so they put lots of them in one space. It's 3 of them together.
Oh,
so
man.
Yes, and then if the clinics if it's 3 kilometers, it means they overlap each other so much that when you're in the hospital, you can each one can read your phone or whatever. You can connect with anyone.
That's what I was also thinking. Right. Thank you for it was because I don't play around that area. I've never. I only see that area when I'm heading to Joburg or something like that.
So the cell phone tower is not actually a point. It's like a 6 diameter. 6 kilometer diameter is almost like going from one point to the other.
Yes.
Maybe going through like running 400 meters almost like 15 times. You see?
Yes.
That's how long it is. So you can't say somebody was there. And then the funny thing is that all those towers, when you pass the clinics 2 kilometers forward, you are going west.
So it's pointless.
On those towers, those 3 towers, they cover the hostel also.
Yes. Imagine.
So when you can't tell, that's why the only thing that can help is to say this guy was in the vicinity of Fosloras.
Yes.
You can't, because it's not the GPRS, it's not like coordinates or anything. You see.
So it's a waste of time.
So the defense, what they need to do is they must let the investigator show them. I don't know, but to prove that this tower covers here and there. So all in all, there is almost like 13 towers. You see, because when you are in at the hospital there, when you just past the hospital, there's this MC Botha.
Yes.
So even you turn left, then you get the phosphorus tower, which they were talking. It covers the hospital, the what do you call this? The 6 kilometer diameter. It also covers the it's close to the hostel.
Yeah, man. So it's pointless to actually talk about these towers.
To say no, it's pointless. And then the investigating officer must mention what is the radius of each and every tower, so that they must put it in a map. Also, that map that I think they introduced a map during those proceedings. They should actually put radiuses on that map.
Oh.
So you see one point, even when you go to Kelly's home is covered by almost like four towers.
Oh.
Because when you're in front of the, what do you call this thing? The hostel. When you go to Kelly's side, you turn right into Mwari Street, meaning you're going north for about 3 kilometers or 2 kilometers north.
Okay.
But that tower, the Kelly's place is actually closer to, because you are going far from the real, I think, is the extensions. They are closer to Spruit than to the original Phosphorus. That's why Kelly's area is covered by the Spruit Tower, you see.
Yeah.
Which is close, it's almost 1 kilometer from Kelly's place. And also the towers from Page, where that's where those guys were when they were chilling the Massive Hostel or something. So they are on the other side. It's just that I think there's a river which you can't go by a car there, but it's close. It's almost like they cover the Kelly's house, almost like 4 towers covering that area.
Oh.
But I did this on 3 kilometers. It might happen that those things because there's no high-rise buildings there. You see. So it's not like it's in town. I guess they say urban.
Yes.
It's not like a city center, Joburg, where there are like lots of towers. What do you call this thing? Lots of high-rise buildings where they interfere with the network.
Yeah.
So you might find one tower.
That's nice, man, to hear that the people disconnected. Are you there?
So the tower address is not you can't say somebody went to the hospital. They were in the hospital, all of them. Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. You are right. If that is the case, it doesn't make sense.
They must ask him to come with proof and show. Because I watch this young thug or whatever, I follow
the
cases from overseas and stuff. They don't use the networks, the towers to locate phones. They can just say, no, this guy was in the vicinity of Phosphorus. That's it. They wouldn't say you are closer to the tower. Because also, when you are closer to the tower, if that tower is busy, you can be picked up there by that. It's not a matter of distance.
Thank you very much, man.
It's a matter of the load on the tower.
For sharing that insight. Thank you.
Yes, okay, man.
Thank you. Yes. Wow. So, pointless.
This is why this
pointless.
Tower
completely pointless.
Pointless. And it's always been, even in Bafana Maungela's case.
Zozo Mahlang. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
May
Zozo.
God bless you. We appreciate you. We love you too. Thank you, Zozo. Right, Emil. Wathini uJesu?
uJesu athi asiphendule ikhola sizokuthi
Mzansi, hello.
Oh, Mr. Barry White, how are you?
Oh, good, sir. We're good. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm all right, man. I've got few to talk about today.
Yes.
But number one, I excuse Judge Rata and I apologize for me wanting my data from him.
Who do you
I
want
think
it
this
from?
week I want my data from the IO.
Yes.
Yeah, can please the IO give me back my data because his evidence is boring me, man. Now I'm bored. So if I can find the police station where he works or the head office, I'll walk there myself and ask for my data.
Go to Pretoria and see if you come back.
Yeah, and I think I must walk in that court during the proceeding and just stop that court and look for my data, then leave them in peace there. I think I should do that.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at what I've documented here.
Yes.
No, that judge doesn't have sympathy. You see, Ngomezulu was not feeling well for the past few days.
Yes.
But he doesn't say, no, let's stop, let Ngomezulu go to see the doctor, will continue where he's right. But he was prepared to stop the court for the IO to finish the exam.
Yes.
So what is the difference between the two? Because the guy's not feeling well. Look now, the court is running without the bulldog in the house.
No, it's running. It's fine. Everything's good.
And when Missy was fighting together with him, Shololo, I imagine what if the bulldog was there? It was going to be a different story.
It was going to be a different story. Yes, he comes with a different personality and background.
Then my next point is that I don't think our IO is going to stand for defense when they come. From where I'm standing, I don't see it I don't see him doing it. Because there are a lot of mistakes, a lot of stuff that he's doing. And he gives, if you ask me, Mr. Arnold, to say, is this jersey black or white? I should just say it's white if it's white. I should just say black if it's black. I should not say, no, you mix the color purple and the color yellow, and you take the color green and ink, then comes white. Hence that thing is white. What kind of the answer is that?
That's exactly how I feel.
That's how you answer.
Exactly. As a family, you should just give the answer. The shirt is white, it ends there. Now you give the scientific answer. I know this guy, that's why the gun is this, and the DNA because of 2%. Yeah.
I'm so tired.
And when he spoke of that 2%, I said to myself, hey, how many people have been arrested with this guy giving evidence? Such evidence. A lot of people are sitting there in jail for nothing because of this IO.
Yes, Abis. It's scary.
That's my take. This IO, he's not IOing right now. No, he's not IOing.
Investigate.
You cannot miss it, right. You cannot be giving evidence and not leaving it for other people to think about it. You're giving an answer as if that's a final decision. There's no any other way. This is the way things should go. It can't be such evidence.
Yes.
And when I look at it, I don't see, did that guy do any investigation to say, no, we went there, we found Mr. Berry White on top of the yellow bin, so it's him because he was on top of the yellow bin. No. All he's saying is that, no, I heard people saying he was on top of the yellow bin, hence we're arresting him. What kind of investigation is that? Yeah, Mr. Arnold.
I don't have answers.
Yeah, and another point. I think in South Africa we are on our own, guys. Serious. We are on our own. The law is not protecting us in any way. We are on our own.
We are on cruise.
I think we're paying tax for our money to kill us, not to protect us.
A painful one.
And a huge tax that we are paying. As I'm running the country, Mr. Arnold, you must see my tax. It's not taxing. But when I look at what my tax is doing, no, nothing. It's killing me instead.
Yes, it's against you.
No.
You pay for
And let me tell you the interesting story that is happening there at I Want My Data House.
Yeah.
You see, myself, I'm in this field of engineering.
Yes.
And Mrs. I Want My Data is also in the field of engineering. Now, the child of ours, the small Mrs. I want my daughter. She's at university. She's doing a second year in law.
Yes.
Now she's home. We're sitting watching that case. Can you believe on a second year she's telling me, this is not, something is not right here. But she's still wet behind the ears in terms of law. But she's telling me, no, Dad. No, I'm not dead. No, Mr. I want my daughter. This is not right. This is not right. I don't think it's something. Hey, I'm looking at them like, hey, whose child are you, Kaseka? Now I told Mrs. I want my daughter that me and her, we should take this child for DNA. We don't think it's our child. No, they gave us the wrong child. She deviated completely from the family studies. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. No, Mr. Barry White and Emily.
Yes.
I'm not interested in what is happening now. I'm waiting for the defense to start. And he still has to do, I choose number 3, 4, and 5, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we're going to be bored. And Emily.
Yes.
As you see that judge quiet, there's nothing he can say. You will see when the defense starts. He'll be awake.
Yeah, he's waking up.
Yeah, for now, to him, everything is smooth. Everything is running right. Everything is fine. But you will see when the defense starts. You'll be like, what is happening here?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's waiting for the defense to start. So I'll cut it at him today and let's watch the space. But they are not FBI. They are nothing. We're on our own. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Rose,
Right.
I'm no longer seeing Rose. Is it Rose?
Zanzi, hello.
Let's watch the space. But they are not FBI. They are nothing. We're on our own. Thank you.
Please reduce the volume. Let's go back. Yes. Hello.
Morning, Mzansi Reality. Morning, family.
Morning.
Guys, you know what? I just want to talk about the proximity of the houses on that street. You know what? When I come back from work every day, it's like I'm programmed to go to that street. And I'm content to send you just a little video from when I'm entering the street from Sprateview Mall, entering on that street. The proximity of the houses, guys, the streets are so small. Like, if anything happens, definitely the neighbors are going to see what's happening. The proximity from the spaza shop house to the park. And the park is very small, guys. I wish, and when I enter that street, tomorrow again, I'm going to see my grandmother. I wish to take the video from that street just to see what's happening on that street. This case, I don't want to lie, it's training. It's like I'm an investigating officer, because even the boss on that street knows me. When I enter, I normally ask guys, please tell us what's happening. You know what they say? They will just laugh and say, this is the East Gaza house. They don't say anything. They just laugh and say, oh, you're talking about the East Gaza house. That house is like spooky and it's quiet. So something is not right. Gininda, they didn't do their investigations, because even me, the lame person, I can see that people around know something, as the area is very, 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 very small. So something must have been known by the neighbors, but they didn't investigate them. That's all I want to say, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right. Nangu uyabuza umphulaphuli lapha uthi molweni Amy and Mr. Anonymous elubuza, is there anywhere po accuse 1 and 2 bashilo ulongwe wabaphusha waphuma bamiyeka waphinda nomnye waphuma umthoko naye bamiyeka uGininda ekuqaleni wayethe there were 3 shots, but now kule collaboration they pushing the narrative that there were 2 shots. I think they are exonerating Ulongwe that he has been shot just thinking. Right. Yes. Thank you. All is alleged. Public opinion. Emily, let's shoot right back to your finishing up as you move like a train.
Okay, like a train.
Bullet train.
He returned to the confession statement. Gininda said Carlos and Sfiso then ordered him to go into the kitchen, and the four of them remained in the bedroom and they closed the door. Sfiso then came out and gave him 15,000 rands. He said that he was shivering since he was involved in something before they all left the hostel in a Polo Vivo. He was struggling to read this part. Then he said to Baloyi, I will read it as is. Oh, Brigadier Gininda. At the stop, Sprayed, Mapisa, and Carlos got into Adam Polo Vivo vehicle and left during the drive to the stop street from the hostel. Carlos kept on pointing his finger at me, threatening me and swearing at me because I was visibly frightened. I got to mention them. Before we parted ways, the four of them had a meeting outside the vehicle. I forgot to mention that Ntogoziseni asked Carlos at the hostel if he is sure that he hit him. When we got to the hostel, he pointed a finger at me and said, I'm telling you, you will SHIT. And he said, a deal is a deal. So, but he pointed at him with a finger and said, you will do a number 2, and a deal is a deal.
Oh boy, did they do a number 2?
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to imagine it in Zulu.
But Uzonye.
A deal is a deal.
But a deal is a deal. Is vumelwan.
Is vumelwan. And he also said if he had anything, he would kill me. He said he didn't know where home is from, but Muzi will show him where his home was.
Okay.
Then Gininda said there seems to be a mention of money paid on accused number 1 statement. Accused number 2 also mentioned being paid. The issue about Ntogoziseni asking if he hit him points that this was not a robbery gone wrong, but a contractual killing. This shows that there was an intention to eliminate him, and he said that he had already spoken about the threats. And on the post-mortem now, Gininda said it's consistent with the bullet on the heart and lung. He went on to say one of the statements by Ntanzi indicate that the gun was pointed to the chest. Gininda said that he wanted to substantiate this part, that when one looks at the cold case analysis, it is not to assume the role of the disposers of the statement. It is to basically get guidance, because you need to get guidance in terms of what happened at the crime scene when the said allegation or offense was committed. When you do that, you have to read each and every statement and evidence that is in the docket, because you can only get guidance in terms of the direction you must take by equipping yourself with the information that is contained in the docket at the time. Therefore, you must not be selective in terms of what you want to read and leave out what you don't want, that you are bound to go to the wrong direction. So you simply read the facts that which are corroborated by witnesses' objective evidence, like your PM report, ballistic report, and all the experts that did that to simply get the analysis. So he said he read the PM report on the context to establish whether there were intruders or not. And you know what? I see what is happening here. This is my opinion, okay? He was trying to tell us why he picked that there were intruders, but in the process of that, he has just revealed to us that he, in a way, did not investigate. He just analyzed the docket. That's all he did.
That had a statement that allegedly was at some point stolen.
There's a statement that apparently grew legs. And you know what? I made up my mind. There was no investigation that was done here. You analyzed the docket. So, Baloyi, ask Gininda to place on record the cause of death.
Analysis, it requires a bit of intelligence.
Yeah, but that is why the job of the investigator is to fill the docket. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Is to fill the docket, and then the prosecutor is the ones that analyze.
I was thinking out loud. I was thinking out loud.
Yes.
There is case 37 I think if the defense, since the investigator of 375
Yes.
might come to testify, Warrant Officer Makubo, right?
Yes.
They might as well just go on and get everything through that case.
How?
I mean, if they need to subpoena a bank, get Section 205, they can use that 375 to further their investigation. Because obvious, these ones are banking on the fact that they are in charge of 636. Now.
I wonder if there's a way that can be done because
Icona, we need a rechecking of these bank statements, everything.
These bank statements, yeah,
Everything.
The people
You
from
can't
the
be.
bank.
You can't tell me that someone was paid 25, but there is no transaction,
no withdrawals,
no nothing, no even payment of that salary.
Something's not right.
Something is not right.
So yes, the people from the bank, all three banks, Standard Bank, Capitec, and Net Bank, they need to be subpoenaed to come and verify what has been presented in that court because it does not make sense.
It's not even an issue of verifying now. It's an issue of getting your own stuff.
Or they must pull for Ndanzi, they must pull for Sibiya, they must pull for them.
Yeah. That's the only way they
fresh
survive
ones.
This. Aye, kelangeke. Leona. Aye. Ibisiba empty nje.
Aye, yona yamakatsa. It's strange. Very strange.
Aye, continue.
So Baloyi asked Gininda to place on record the cause of death and gave him a paper to read. So Gininda read that it's consistent with a bullet wound of the chest involving the heart and lung, and he said that this was corroborating the firearm was aimed at the chest and that he was shot in the chest. Okay. Ramasipilo objected to correct that there were accused number 2 that said that the deceased was shot on the chest. He said that accused number 2 never said that. Ntanzi's alleged confession read, "I didn't see where Senzo was hit because when the shots were fired, I went outside." So there's no way where accused number 2 says that he saw the deceased getting shot on the chest. So Baloyi said that Ramasipili was ahead of them, but he never really addressed
You read that thing.
the objection.
You read something you read that
He
seems
went
to suggest
back
that.
to Zungu's statement.
Yeah.
He read on the record of the 7th of September 2023. Gininda read that he was wearing a black jacket. Gwabini asked to speak to them as they were about to leave. And when he went out, he saw Mafiga standing at the corner. Okay. So after the short
This is to say that it corroborates the story that they went inside to talk. And then that's when Gwabini... My problem is that... Crazy, man. The investigation of this case is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. It's the best series ever that you can ever think of. My problem is that yes, these things when Gininda they are collaborating. They went, they pushed Ndanzi to the kitchen. Yes, Uzungu Shilo watu umafika wayemphandle and they walked to them. But the problem is that Uzungu akekho kule story. Yabona? Lo munye ukhuluma as if Uzungu akekho. The other one is just speaking and there's no Zungu involved. No, Mafika. There's no Zungu involved. He didn't see Zungu greeting him. Nothing. Mafika yena greeted to Zungu. Yabo? It's like two people who are living in different lives. The other one is a ghost. The other one is live. Is alive. You know, Uzungu could be, maybe I could make him, in my opinion, be a ghost because he's able to see all these things, right? And these other people, they don't talk about Uzungu.
No.
All of them don't talk about Uzungu. Even the ones that talk about the Butelezi, they don't talk about Uzungu. But Uzungu is there. to collaborate the story. Kaya we collaborated impela, we collaborated. But inkinga yayo. Ngesikhathi the statement kwenziwe eDondoram leyenziwayo through the judge, in my opinion. You forgot to include Zungu on that story, in my opinion, yabo. If then Zungu was there on that story, how the case be fire, things were gonna go. Yabo. And then the issue of money, hey, imali likushuthi uKelly ngoba phela you guys perceive Kelly as a mastermind. You keep it impela ngoba phela omunye uthole 30,000. Omunye uthole 45,000.
Kodwa the weird thing here is that lo oyenza umsebenzi, if it was umsebenzi, got less than Danzi, who was told he's accompanying. Danzi got 45.
I know, I'm just always alleged. Just saying, you know, these things sometimes they would make you speak because mind you, it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to piece these things together. When Uzungu yakhuluma and we hear Uzungu, we understand Uzungu, but the problem is no one talks about Zungu out of these people. Willingly, they are confessing these people, but no one talks about Zungu. No one talks about these other guys, the Kwabini guys. Only Zungu talks about the Kwabini guys. Zungu comes with a bigger picture.
And you know what the weird thing is? We don't know how they arrested accused number 1 and moved to accused number 2. We still don't know.
It's still
it's up
goes
in the
over
air.
my head.
Yeah, it's up in the
because
air.
I do accused number 1 never mentioned accused number
2
2
in his confession.
But accused number 2 is there in jail, and in fact he becomes the main puzzle
He's
now.
the main one now. He's the main character who now connects 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, oh no! Let me just put the puzzle for you. Collaborate the story for you.
Collaborate for
it's
me.
Zungu Pela. Uzungu.
Oh, it's Zungu.
Uzungu Pela. It's that thing of hearsays, but it does get people arrested this time around. The only person that does not get arrested, cannot get arrested, the hearsay issue, is that one of Ukeli. Ukeli and I. Ngathi Pela, you're humble, but you'll go heavy. That's what is happening because
so confession number 2 has the names of the rest of
wrong people. The number 1 wrong people.
That
number 2, hey, when we are figure again, vele ushaya isikhonkosi.
And
between the two of these guys.
And can you imagine? Let's sit now and process this. Okay, he's a guy working at the mine, implicated with these people that are hitmen. And
he's a first-time offender.
And he gives out their names easy peasy like that.
He's a first-time offender. He even says it. Because I'm not used to this thing.
And he gives those names of Abontuli easy peasy like that.
And Abontuli bamthembisa ukuthi we will kill you if you do that. And then Nango accused number 5 goes and does the very same thing at home. They don't kill him. But yet there's a threat upon Bozungu. Sizwe Zungu is threatened. He was afraid. He's protected. And everyone else is
heavily guarded. When he came to court to testify, there were reports from the journalist that he was highly guarded.
He was looking like a president.
The danger element, his life seemed to be under threat.
But yeah, let's continue. Let's finish it up.
So he read the part when Tanzi said that he received 45,000 rands 2 days after the shooting. And Gininda said that Muzi walked to his place thereafter. Sfiso then said, I must not sleep at my place. He took me to a place in Johannesburg, a flat, after picking up his brother in Davidton. Sfiso and his brother then brought liquor and we drank. I went to sleep. Sfiso came to pick me up in the morning. They dropped me off at Davidton. After 2 days, Sfiso gave me further cash. I got a total of about 45,000 rands. This includes the initial 15,000 rands. I then got into a taxi back to Carltonville. I had to change my cell phone number since they kept on calling me, threatening me. Gininda then continued to say that on the other year, Gwabini's Fiso.
When was Mafiga's cell phone number created according to Section 205?
Mafiga. I can't quite remember.
It'll be very interesting because you might find Uti Dala Banai.
I can't quite remember.
This thing of changing the cell phone number, it's just that the evidence of Ndanzi, it contradicts itself. It just contradicts itself. It talks about things and then you find different things as evidence.
On the other year, Gwabini's Fiso called me and asked me if I was going to come to his hometown. I went to his hometown, called him, but he then told me he is at Muzi's house. I then went to Muzi's house. On my arrival, I discovered that there was a meeting which was about to end. I don't know what it was about. In the meeting, the father of the guys who held the meeting was present. I was there plus minus 3 minutes when we were asked if we were a family. We should excuse ourselves from the meeting if we weren't. Gwabeni remained. I went outside. Gwabeni later. The meeting was about an attempt between the altercations that happened between the sisters of Muzi, who threatened to tell the police that they, Abu Muzi, had Senzo killed. So the meeting that was about to end. So Baloyi now directed him to the last paragraph, and Gininda continued to read that as there was dissatisfaction about the money, it led to a meeting to be held at the homeland in Mahlabatini. It escalated to such an extent that Moses Biya had leaked the information about the incident, the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. Njabulo and Lulema had an argument with Moses Biya where everything was conveyed by the family headed by Moses' father. Wabona here is where my head now spins. Moses Biya was implicated in a case of GBV. They had said that, remember, I think we even covered it on the channel.
Yeah.
So, was this meeting in regards to that, or could it's a mixture? It's a mixture of, there's information prior about this previous case, and then there's another case to say that he attempted to kill an ex-girlfriend. And then I have to think back to the NPA's initial reports when they said that these accused are arrested. They had said that the girlfriend was the one who had said or implicated Muzi in Senzo Meyiwa's case by saying that he had told her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
He never came to tell. That woman never came to testify.
No. But this part, to me, it's a mixture.
But the theory was there.
It's a mixture of theories that are with regards to Muzi's be accused number one. That I now have to I think I've heard this before.
Those who studied economics, there's this module that is called, is it macro? It's theories. Those theories can confuse you to hell.
I think it's macro.
Macro.
It's macro.
Yes. It's an honors module. Yeah, it's yeah. Yo, I God. Basically, I'm looking at this as you're saying it, and I remember that theory of a girlfriend who come and testify.
This part, DJ,
that
about this meeting.
You wanted to delete your girlfriend because he knew about the icon.
This meeting about the argument, these two sisters that were saying that they were, it's giving me vibes of the other cases that Moses Biya has been dealing with. So now it's like intertwined somehow in accused number 2. However, accused number 2 said that he was excused from this meeting. So also this part of the meeting is now hearsay now, because how did he know, or how can he speak about what had happened in a meeting that he was not a part of? And he wrote all of this in this confession.
Yeah, the guys, it's crazy. Don't mean to confuse you, but we're just showing you how much work the judge has.
It's a lot. Then he told them to keep quiet about the incident of the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. The family agreed about the conspiracy to keep quiet about the incident. The matter was never reported to the police. He said, I then left for Carltonville, then later to Rustenburg. Gininda said that there is correlation, and it demonstrates that the families were not getting along.
Maybe they don't. Yabon. Maybe Yabon and Ozungu is that part now only faction yake. Maybe. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't mind me, but maybe they don't get along. And then what more can you use to actually, what more? If you hate someone, get them arrested.
Yeah.
The hell.
Yeah. So Balo turned to the submissions by Ramasipil about a loan that Ntanzi claimed to have made, but it was not reflecting on his statement. Gininda said accused number 2 alleged that on the 27th of October 2014, he was in Nongoma. He said he then made an application for Section 205 for Capitec. According to the Capitec records, they show that the last transaction, which was a withdrawal, was made on the 24th of October 2014. The next transaction is only on the 4th of November. So there was no transaction on the 27th of October in Nongoma or anywhere else. That is what he meant when he said that during the trial within a trial, that his second alibi also failed. So Gininda said that there were 2 accounts linked to that savings account, but only one was active. On the transactions of the 24th of October 2014, Gininda said ATM cash withdrawal, Carltonville bank fees, SMS notification fee. Thereafter, there are no transactions until the 31st of October 2014. Interest received, monthly account administration fee. On the 4th of November 2011, there was a cash withdrawal, ATM cash withdrawal fees. And then Gininda said that the account was silent and confirmed that the loan to be 00, meaning that accused number 2 never took the loan, because for his alibi, he said that he had taken a loan from Capitec for the wedding ceremony he had said that he was attending or was a part of, because he said he was the one getting married on the 26th of October 2014. So he said this alibi did not come together. To me, okay, loan 00 loan. But then, did he say he took the loan with Capitec?
I don't know.
Number 1. Number 2, why are we only looking at October, November? What if he took the loan prior to that or with another institution? Like, I don't understand. And this transaction, generally, they don't make sense for someone who got paid at month end, making one withdrawal, then waiting a whole week, then making another.
I'm hoping Bo Ramusipiri did something.
No, the people from the bank need to pull Ntanzi's records themselves. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't make sense. Corroborate all you can, but it doesn't make sense. But we then turned to the cause of action taken after the confessions, and Gininda said the course followed was the identity of accused number 3, 4, and 5 to determine who they were. And Baloyi said why. Gininda said because they were mentioned. Mentioned where? Mentioned on the confession, or mentioned by Zungu?
Zungu or by Absolum?
Or by Absolum.
I because I was told, because I'm tired of this thing.
Ballet said yes, and Gininda said we then discovered that he was in prison in an unrelated matter. So was the case with accused number 4 and number 5. He says he then wanted to know what was seized from him during his arrest in that matter, and the intention was to see what they could find to support what was already contained in the docket, and that would be information that is already under police custody. So Gininda said that he found the Cleveland case and that he was found with a cell phone during the arrest. He said he found out that the phone was taken to the war room for downloading. In the phone there were pictures of money, guns, and pictures of accused number 3 with dreadlocks. Gininda said that he remembered that one of the people in the house said that one of the intruders had dreadlocks and was wearing a khaki top. He recalled that there were photos where accused number 3 had dreadlocks and was wearing a khaki top. So pictures were beamed in court, and at the top of the pictures it said that it was the Cleveland case with its case number of 9602 of 2015, which he said was the case that he discovered. How did he discover it? Question. So Gininda said that the first picture showed stacks of money. The next picture also stacks of money. The next photo is the one that he had already testified about, of money in a plastic bag. The next showed an unknown inmate. Then the next one showed an unknown man dressed in Zulu traditional gear. He went on to identify accused number 3 with dreadlocks and a khaki jacket in the next photo. The next photo showed accused number 3 standing with an unknown person. Then Gininda said that the next picture is important because it indicated that the date of the 26th of October 2014, the accused was wearing a khaki top and had dreadlocks. So he moved on to another picture showing a gentleman who had dreadlocks and a gold tooth, and said that it was accused number 3. So Advocate Mshololo said that this is not accused number 3, but withdrew the objection. I don't know why she did that.
Oh, he did that on purpose.
Gininda was given a chance
this is to
look
just highlight
again.
that maybe Mkumeni or something.
You remember there was a picture of Mkumeni in the list.
Man, you are talking about Idlaman's here. Idlaman's that we know in KZN in music industry. Mkumeni.
How Gininda was given a chance to look again, and he said that he thinks it's him, but he will check again. And Gininda also identified accused 4 and 5 in other pictures. So after the long adjournment, something very weird was happening with the SABC. It was not recording while the court proceedings were actually continuing. So apparently Gininda went back to the picture of the man with the dreadlocks and the gold tooth, and said that he wanted to be fair to Mncube and just say that he is not sure if it's him.
But Mncube didn't have
a gold tooth.
Did he have a gold tooth? That was a supporter. No, I don't think so. It's because he was cautioned. He was told, hey, you are going to get into problems with this thing. Right.
Gininda then went through the pictures of a number of firearms saved as My Killing Machine, Ishia Bazali, Intsimbi E, Hlanyiso, Olova.
Intsimbi Hlanyiso Olova.
Intsimbi Hlanyiso Olova. Among others. Gininda said that the purpose of obtaining these pictures was to see whether accused number 3 was linked in this case. He said that he went on to do investigations on the firearm that was seized from accused number 3, and he found that it was taken to ballistics testing in relation to the Cleveland case. So Gininda said he then got in touch with Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, who has been involved in this case from the onset. He said, I then asked if this firearm was tested in Foslera's 636 case, and the response was no. I wanted to understand why, because it did not make sense that it was only tested for a 2015 matter when it was not tested for a 2014 matter. So here we are getting that part. We were left with questions on Mangena's testimony as to how he was rushed back, or he was rushed to Cleveland police station to go and take the firearm
again after it was tested.
Yes.
But it was tested.
Brigadier Gininda is now trying to explain that part as to how it happened. He said he's the one who made the linkages to accused number 3, right? And then he went to the docket of the old case of accused number 3, right? And then he found that, okay, there was a firearm in the case of accused number 3.
Yeah.
And then he went and looked at the firearm. And then he went to Mangena and said, why did you not have this firearm tested? And stuff like that. I don't understand why.
Only people
Let's
who,
go get it.
Only people who think like Andrew believe this. Agari Andrew is here saying that no matter what, these criminals will be arrested. We saw that. It's funny. You know, I don't know whether they are someone's father or someone's mother. I don't know whether Andrew. But all I'm just going to say to you is that no one is protecting people that should be in jail here. People who are supposed to be in jail, they were in jail, by the way. Right?
They are still in jail.
They are still in jail, and not anytime soon they are coming out. So let's use your brain a bit, maybe 10% of it. You saying they should rot in jail, these people. Then do we get justice for Senzo? When what you are hearing in that thing, honestly speaking, sitting down, you've watched cases, you've seen cases, people getting arrested, what they did or what they didn't do. And when you are sitting down, does it make sense what is happening in that court? Does it just make sense to you?
Andrew, what happens to you when you are falsely accused?
Does it make sense? I mean, umuntu uza nge-hate yakhe ukuthi wakwaphutha cellphone ephucwa isigebengu ezela nge-hate.
And the unfortunate part about your case is that it will not be broadcast on TV.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube.
Yabo. So sometimes people need to use their brain, you know. I mean, I'm interested on the person killed Senzo. Not let us get criminals out of the street. Let us just arrest anyone. Even people who a person who was working with mine. I mean, the very same statement is telling you, is saying allegedly in the so-called confession, it was the first time he was afraid and all that. He left work to come and kill. And you come here, you tell us this, no matter what you say, this uhambe electing bakhona abantu abafana nabo abelieve leyo nto leyo ukuthi iyo you can refer you go to your Twitters and YouTube and you'll find them, man. You'll find them. Don't come here. Tina la, we only are interested on people who did this. I'm a party supporter. I want these people. But I know for sure that the very same case that we are bragging about has arrested about 3 accused.
Not only arrested, 3 accused. People have died.
So you come here, you want to settle your score that at some point Inkabi killed your uncle. I have a mother who was shot by Inkabi. Unfortunately, still alive. But I don't have that mentality just because we must just look for anything, any Tom, Dick and Harry. My mother was shot. I was looking for someone who shot my mother. Not any Tom, Dick and Harry just because, oh yeah, you happen to carry a gun one day, I see you. Hey, Andrew. Thina abanye siyayazi lento first hand. Ngazositshela la wenze ngazuthi wena uyi-victim enkulu. Ngazuthi wena mhlambe khona kwakwenzeka kuwe. Saying these things, maybe you've never even faced umpopho wesibhamu. Uyakhuluma nje. Just because you feel like your English is important, we need to hear it. Suka la. Hambi ulalela le laba abanye ngicabanga ngokufana. Use your brain the way you want to use it. Start from the back to the front.
Kona, it is sad. It is sad when people are like doing that, but it is what it is. They feel how they feel.
I mean,
who are we?
We grew up in an environment where bekuthetha amacala ezigcawini. You would hear ukuthi halo umuntu uyenzile lento nangendlela aphenga, but lapha this thing you can see ukuthi there are a lot of things, a lot of loopholes, and you come here, you tell us ukuthi go man, they must go think about that 2%. Go use your 2% there. Go use your 2% there. That 2% DNA, 2% what. Go use it there. Maybe use also 2% of your brain there. If you think we're not here, it's okay. We use that 2% there.
Well, Gininda said that the first report that he got in this case from Lieutenant Colonel Mangena was that the results were inconclusive. He couldn't call it a match. He said that was after the comparison of the Cleveland exhibits and not the firearm. So the very same results that the defense ballistic expert Groenewald found. He said he found that they were inconclusive. And now Brigadier Gininda is saying no, it was inconclusive because Mangena was comparing the Cleveland exhibits and not the firearm.
After a long time, people explaining maybe it's because of cartridges, maybe it's because of what. Now, and guess what? Look at this. These people said we run everything on the whole system. We run everything, every case. Now he investigated saying no. They were running it in respect to that.
Do you remember how I was feeling like Mangena was kind of influenced to be passionate about moving from inconclusive. The way he was doing the test so many times, it was almost like he wants to go somewhere. He wants to reach a certain conclusion with the second test that he did.
They even asked that question.
We got that vibe.
They asked that question to him.
So now Brigadier Gininda is saying no. After the first test, I'm the one who said do it again because this you used the Cleveland case exhibit.
This is a guy who's a police who works in a police system. A ballistic expert comes and say we ran it, but the problem it was ran through cartridges and maybe that's why they couldn't find it, right? We accept that. We say okay, sharp. Now he's saying no. That is not the case. We're not listening here. We said run this thing because you ran previously. You only ran with regards to Cleveland case. We all heard from the SAPS saying that they run these guns against all the cases.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden,
the system would have picked it up, Brigadier Gininda. The system that they use would have picked it up if it was in a match with the Senzo case.
And you
it
come
would
with
have
2% brain. You tell me.
Because the cartridges were there. Musiakir collected them.
These are same people who are contradicting each other, even in terms of how that gun was kept.
Not the cartridges, the bullet projectiles.
Yes.
The bullet projectiles were there. Musia collected them, 2 of them.
Yes.
Took them to forensics.
No. This thing takes a while to run a bullet. We have 3 theories. They say they cannot run a bullet on the system.
Yes.
Because it takes a while.
Yes.
But it does allow you to run it.
Yes.
It can take 3 to 5 days.
Yes.
It could be that we ran it against the cartridges. The cartridges, they were not there for these bullets. No. They ran specifically to that. This is something that when I
and then he has the audacity to ask Mangena, how was it not picked up? It doesn't make sense. I mean, why didn't it get picked up for the 2014 case? The audacity to ask Mangena such a question.
What is
What is going on? Like, what is going on? He was literally telling Mangena how to do his job. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the kind of pressure Mangena would have been in?
Obvious. Levels are different. You know, when your
Here's
CEO
Mangena
tells
doing
you,
the first run test, and he's like, "This is what I found." But
I know.
this is not good
Make
enough.
it make sense.
So can you imagine the stress? that
Okay,
he was going
let me tell you a bit about the story of my former employee. I used to work for a company, for a company, and what happened is that those, you know, when you are mixed in a department, let's say a department of let's say department of example of actuarial is mixed with the department of data science, which you know. So what would happen is that before you go and present, your head, obviously, who's the actuarial head, would say, "Come sit here," because I get your job when as a maybe data scientist is to say the business is not performing here and here and here on the basis of 1, 2, 3 in terms of numbers.
Yes.
Then you point those things out. If they hit home, you'll be told, "Chief, remove this." I mean, you don't have a choice. I mean, this person is the one who increases your salary. I'm telling you, every day before you go present your stats on a MENC or management, or you need to go through that process. Not because you are not trusted in terms of analyzing. You are still trusted, but the problem is that ayikho wrong lento, incorrect. Problem indlela oyibeke ngayo. You understand? You are hitting home, Pelame. At some point, I even suggested, why did they combine us? We are supposed to criticize freely. And we are supposed to criticize on the basis of numbers, facts. And then you go there, they tell you, "Come here, come close." And then you go present the whole presentation before you present it in front of this man again. But no, remove this one. See this one. What we are seeing here is an issue of pricing. Oh, okay.
It has to
It's
do
expensive.
with them.
Oh, you remove that one. That one is not right.
It's their department.
Right.
It is not looking good.
So
for
that's
them.
how it is.
So you must remove it.
You can imagine with this poor
Mangen.
guy, Mangen.
And worse, he was at the scene. Worse, he was being held hostage by the fact that he was at the scene. He was at the crime. Guys, can you imagine? He was like, "It's inconclusive."
No. Go back.
So
Make it make sense.
can you imagine the second test? He had to come with something other than inconclusive.
And then he said, "No, I'm not gonna use this continuous. What is it called?
Continuous striations.
Striations. Yes, I'm going to use the ones where it breaks."
Yes, I even forgot the terminology for it. We covered it on the channel in a while.
So,
but yes, that whole thing that we were analyzing, and we were like, "This is what it feels like. This is what was
it
going
came
on."
about like that, and like, hey, I'm just
poor Mangena. He was going through a
Mangena.
lot. He was going through a lot.
It's tough. The one that side of SAPS, guys, I can't work there. I'm stubborn.
I know it.
I can't work there. I'm stubborn. I'll be fired. First thing, I would be fired because this thing off. You must take instructions. Icon. Even if you are going to the locuzan.
For me, it's not about the instructions. It's about like, this is wrong. I don't want to do it. And I will show with my work that I don't want to do it. That's the problem with me. That's the problem. I would be fired. I would be like, "Hey, it's subordinate."
Because you could see the guys
perform.
defending indefensible. He could not explain how he actually went and fetched the gun again.
I cannot.
He could not explain.
Had
it.
I been in
He
my
made it seem
position, I would have said, Bona, it's inconclusive. I'm not doing this again. It's inconclusive. I cannot change this. Changing this.
Oh, you get fired.
Changing this is wrong.
He made it seem as if he's the one who was like worried about this thing of whatever that he did. He's like, no, maybe it's the issue of bullets. Let me go fetch that gun again. That's the impression I got.
He felt like
up until today that no.
It's my fault. I need to, it must work. Maybe it was my mistake. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go be quite SAPS. And it's like this everywhere, every workplace. It's stressful, has its own stresses. But yeah, then Gininda said, so a decision was made that the firearm be obtained. And he said once it was obtained, the firearm was officially handed back to Mangena on the 27th of July 2020 for the safekeeping. This was after the tests were conducted. Gininda said that he took the forensic bag of the old Cleveland case with the exhibit inside placed in a new exhibit bag. So he's describing something that even Mangena did not describe. He said there was an exhibit bag from the Cleveland case. Did not mention whether it was opened or closed or what. But he took a new exhibit bag and put the exhibit bag with the firearm inside a new one that he got that for the Foslera 636 case. So, and he said that he marked it with a case reference and then sealed it. Then it was handed. Yes, he said he marked it. Yes, and then sealed it and then gave it to Mangena for Mangena to put in his safe. No wonder why Mangena even forgot to log it into the register. Can you imagine the stress? The pressure?
No, enough said.
Then it was handed to Colonel Mangena for safekeeping because he knew that where Mangena worked, they had safes. And Gininda said that he wanted to add that when he made a statement in terms of the chain of events, he made a copy of his diary and attached it to his statement. It would form part of the discovery that was made to the defense. He said that it was a statement and that he added new evidence now or to his statement that he testified to in the trial within a trial. He added his diary now, and he even said that he has the original copy with him if the defense wants to see it. So we have new evidence. Brigadier Gininda's diary
that was conveniently not there.
Yeah,
in a trial within a trial.
It mushroomed. Now it's here.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
So then Malay said, except for the entries in your diary, was there any documentation that was completed at the Cleveland police station regarding the handling of the firearm? And Gininda said, yes, indeed. Colonel Mangena booked it in at the SAP 13 and then booked it out. He says he does recall that he signed it in with the forensic bag number that it had sealed and then booked it out under the forensic bag number. Then where's the evidence of that entry?
Look, we can talk about evidence of that entry. There is evidence that this thing was open. That's it. Whether there's a diary, there are 10 diaries.
Yeah, he's trying to close that gap that it was
there
opened.
Is evidence that thing was open.
It's now supported with a diary.
Right.
That couldn't be, be brought in the trial within a trial, no. So the last entry would have been made, would have been himself who handed it out and then gave it to Colonel Mangena. So Baloyi showed a firearm register from Cleveland Police Station on the 27th of July 2020, and Gininda then confirmed that the firearm, the 9-meter parabellum pistol,
9mm.
Then Baloyi made him read Mangena's findings about there being sufficient striations of individual and class characteristics markings on exhibit bullets and test bullets, that the firearm and the bullet were a match. Then he continued to corroborate why he thought that was the expert, regurgitating, Mangena's evidence. He was now testifying as a ballistic expert, in my opinion. So Baloyi then said, when was the docket submitted to the police of the Director of Public Prosecutions? Gininda said one will have to really look, but it would have been July. But before even the final submission, there was prosecutorial engagement. So one was getting instructions from time to time with the prosecution. But prior to the decision, I think it was somewhere in October, and then an indictment was received and they moved accordingly as he has testified in terms of the applications of the warrants of arrests. Now you have to keep in mind that they arrested accused number 1 and number 2 on other cases, right? And then they kept them in there up until this October now, when the warrants of arrest were issued for the Senzo Meyiwa case, the 636 case. So Gininda said that he also forgot to mention that during the course of the investigation, although there were no positive results, but one must also place on record that they also embarked on a process where there was examination in terms of measurements by Mangena, because one was trying to see, based on their expertise, if they have discharged the firearm. But that exercise, it was done on accused number 1, and he says he was present when Mangena was taking those measurements on accused number 1. But then Baloyi stopped him and said, no, don't go there. Just a minute. So Gininda went back to the search for the firearm evidence. Gininda said, I found out that the firearm was sent back to Cleveland after the tests were done in that case. I then requested Lieutenant Colonel Mangena to go and fetch it. And that is because I was trying to avoid that it passes a number of hands in the event that it was found. Indeed, it was found. I further received a call after the examination informing me that it was indeed a match. This is the firearm that was discharged at the scene. So he left out that it was going to be destroyed. This is my opinion now. That part about the fight, that whole thing about it going to be destroyed, Brigadier Gininda left out.
Because that thing says that the gun has been tested against all other things that are there. The case is closed now.
He left it out. And I'm like, wow. So that's why he left it out.
Obvious. You don't destroy the gun without doing the whole checkups.
Thorough research, thorough checkups, thorough everything, running on the system, seeing if it's not connecting with any other.
That's why I want to be ukubanjwa nelahle, because if ubanjwe nelahle,
iyo test
and then wonke amacala wela kuphe kwakho.
Gininda
the
said,
gun, look, if someone is, let's be honest, let us not try to push around this thing.
Yeah, when
someone is arrested, if the case is finished, as in accused number 3, they must have tested this gun against all the cases, and they were satisfied that this is the only case that this guy must.
And it would have been a pleasure to link him to any other cases, because it meant more.
He would be, those cases will be added there and there. In fact, Gininda would not need to go through Zungu and all those things. It will arise there that this gun actually is the same gun that killed Senzo. And then from there, the investigation will start with accused number 3.
Yes.
But this one started with someone accused from outside. 1. By the way, when I want us to go together, because I see you are confused by our witnesses, our police. 90% witnesses, our police. You still think where were they when Senzo was shot? Hebana.
They were nowhere near that scene.
Hebana, this one.
They were nowhere near that scene. The only one who worked on the scene was Musia and Mangena so far. Musia Mangena, and the one who accompanied Mangena.
Right, Emil, let's continue, let's finish up.
Then Gininda said that after the firearm was sent back, the other investigations look at the statements that implicated the other accused. Advocate Baloyi turned back to the events of the 27th of July, and Gininda said that he received the report that the ballistics testing was concluded and there was a match. what would have happened if there was no match? He said that he further received a report that the firearm would be taken back to Cleveland because that is where it was found. He said that he then made a request that Lieutenant Colonel Mangena meet him at that police station. And he booked it back into the SAP-13 after he signed it in. He said he booked it out with the same number, and it also contained the references of the Cleveland case. He then took it out and utilized it in a new seal bag, which was then marked with the Foslora 636 case number. Gininda said that the measurements on the accused was done to try and see if they could narrow down and see who could have possibly fired the shot. So there was an adjournment after all of this.
Let me show you how crazy this thing is. Ne?
Yes.
If you are caught with a gun and that gun has killed people, it's not a question of killed
Whether
and
you
what.
did
No
it
measurement
or
is
not.
needed.
Nah, you are
it
going
is
down,
to
brother.
you. And then you will explain who was there, who did the shooting. If you are lucky, that person will be brought in. If you are lucky.
But if
This
you don't
thing
know
of
at all,
measurements and whatnot, why are you measuring now? Because you are saying the gun is for accused number 3.
there'd
And
be
then
no need to do all
why are
that.
you measuring? I mean, just think about it. I want other people. Are lazy. Don't wanna think.
If the gun was run through the system, found a match with 6363 case, and it belonged to accused number 3, there would be no need to be taking measurements. He's already implicated. He's in the
You
pit.
just right there and there.
Yes. You start with accused
But
number 3.
this gun, by the way,
You are
killed Senzo.
implicated. This
Therefore,
gun.
you killed
Confess. Confess. Do you
Either you
want the hard
confess
way or
or-
the easy way?
Senzo. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
This thing of measuring, accused number 5, while the gun is
Accused
said
number
to have
1,
been belonging to accused number 3, it's
a
madness.
lot.
It's madness.
It's a lot. I cannot
What do you wanna say? He took the guy, gave the gun to. Yet we are saying he was there. He's the one who got in the house. Why are you measuring other people now?
Mina ngisame the process of getting a match.
Aye.
Yabona iyangiqeda leyo process leyo because I'm like, wow.
Suka.
Wow. So also the fact that he was struggling to read, in my opinion, can I give my opinion on what I thought about that whole thing? Or should I stop? How are the likes looking like?
The likes are looking like not liking.
Guys, please press the like button if you're awake. But I'm gonna leave you with this. That whole thing of him reading the comprehension and whatnot, you know what my opinion is? I feel like all of a sudden his reading, like, comprehension is not there. You know, when you are reading at a primary school, you are learning to read and your teacher is like giving you words. That's a vibe I got from him and Baloi today. And I couldn't help but wonder if he's trying to create an impression that he has nothing to do with knowing the contents of what is in the confessions.
You couldn't help. But that's what he's doing, in my opinion. That's what he's doing. That is not my handwriting.
This is not me who
It
wrote
was
this
not. Was it
statement.
handwritten or typed?
It was written by taken by Rapadu, and the other one was taken by Grunier. Handwritten.
Handwritten.
By them.
And the English is not Englishing.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be him because he now subsequently has got subsequent English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I was like, I couldn't help but
you know
think,
what the thing is that
because we've heard him read in the trial, within the trial, he wasn't reading like this.
So what they are trying to say is Ntanzi wrote the statement. The English is not Englishing. But the funny thing is that Ntanzi was actually saying this thing in Zulu. It was translated.
Yeah.
It's not Ntanzi. You know, you cannot make it seem like Ntanzi.
Because I felt
or
like
look
it was
Ntanzi.
extra.
What we are
The
saying
whole-
is that Ntanzi does not
The
know
whole
Zulu.
pretending like we can't read all of a sudden while we're doing our final year in law. I found it very suspicious. I was like, what is going on? Are you pulling our legs?
Right, guys.
Guys, okay, that's it for me.
Thank you very much for the
Thank
people who
you.
contributed. Thank you, Caesar. Thank you, Cash. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Tembelan. Thank you, Sheshe. Thank you, Tuli Tools. Thank you, Zwa. Thank you, Gugu Kwanazi. Thank you, Mamela Skunana. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lura Masrai, our member Dan. Thank you, Lindy Ware. Thank you, everyone was here and still gonna be here. Please like the video. Thank you, Crown Kwana Mkwashu. Thank you, Jimud Lee. Thank you, Moonlight 26. Lungis Jonas. Thank you, Colin Bavidal. Thank you, and Sfiso Sindani, our member. Thank you, Charity Mbonambe. Thank you, Sebi. Thank you, Nolukanyo Kau. Thank you, Tembelani Kanye. Thank you, Vusutando. Thank you, and thank you for a generous offer, Vusutando, generous gift. Thank you very much. Yeah, I thought I was not going to take a call, but someone is calling. So, Zanzi, hello. Just
one last
call. Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
We're all right.
No, I'm good. Thanks for taking my call. I know it's almost time up, so I don't want to waste much of your time, but I think I might have told you before that I actually work with cell phone towers, like for wireless purposes. In my company where I work in Australia, we have about 3,700 towers that we look after. So when it comes to the issue of towers, I would say probably I've got a little bit more information. Okay, I want to ask you guys to go to a website. It's called opencellid.org. Okay, and then when you get there, just type Kusanong Street in Phosphorus. Just type the street, and then it will tell you all the cell phone towers that are there. It will show you, and the range. If you click on, I'll just give you a brief summary. There are basically 4 types: GSM, CDMA, UMTC, and LTE. LTE and CDMS, they are recently, those are new. They were not there in 2014. It's a new technology type. GSM or UTS. So the most dominant one it would be UMTS, which is the U. Right? And then you put in the each cell. Each cell has got what is called an MCC number or MA number or an LAC number or a cell ID. So I just wish these guys, Defense Council, can go into this, because I'm sure on the data or the cell phone tower information that they have, it will say what is the cell phone, what the cell tower ID is. And then on this website, you put it. It will tell you the range. When you put Kusanong Street, I just had a look. It doesn't tell you whether the cell phone tower is for Vodacom or Telkom or MTN. It doesn't. But when you look at it, it will tell you all the towers. So you can actually click and check the radius it covers. Most of those towers in the townships there, they are covering a range of 1 kilometer. Most of them. But there are some with the highest that I see is 2 kilometers, 2.7, almost 3 kilometers, or 2.7. Right? Yes. But when you put them through, all of them, they will be covering a wide-ranging area. That will also, it's possible that when you're at Kelly Kumalo's house, you can pick the clinic tower. It's possible because it will be within the range. So the fact that where the investigating officer is not getting it right is to say, if your phone pings at clinics, it means you're at clinics. No. That is not possible, because you see I'm not 100% familiar with phosphorus and Sprite, but my understanding was I normally drive on M3 there. When you pass Sprite, going like Devon side, there is like a green stuff like a little river or whatever that is there, and then you on the next one you are on phosphorus. So when you are on Kusanong, your cell phone tower, depending on which one or network is speaking, it even can pick sprayed view. While it's here at Kusanong Street, because the place is not far from each other. It's just straight view, and then there's a little band. I don't know what you call that, like a valley. because there's water running, sewage. So it has got big trees, green trees, grass, big grass that is there. And then you are in phosphorus. So you can be a straight view. If the accused say we were in straight, and then there are cell phone tower pings in phosphorus, it's possible because it's within the range. But I'm just happy that based on the current information that we have, the trigger was apparently shot by accused 3, and it will be a mountain to put accused 3 at the crime scene at the time Senzo was shot, because at least he has got cell phone information that is backing him to be in George Court, which is in town. And then when they plot that cell phone tower in town, it will not reach phosphorus anywhere, because it will be reaching a distance of 3 kilometers maximum or 2 kilometers only. So it will be up to Ratana to accept that there is no way you can have a cell phone of a person in here and then the person drinking in phosphorus and killing a person, and even the other guy, Zungu, saying, I was with this guy. Well, his cell phone tower is telling you his journey. We were just fortunate that for accused 3, they had information from the other case, and the cell phone is supporting his theory, and it's taking him away from the crime scene. If they were saying it was Ntanzi the killer, I would say Ntanzi was going to be in trouble, because how was he going to prove? Was even this story that he is lying, that he had a loan from when the person, I say I get a loan, what if I got the loan from African Bank? Or what if I got it from Masoni Sawaro? What if I got it from there? Because when I say I get a loan, it doesn't say it must reflect on my bank statement that I got a loan from Capitec, because you've got only a statement from Capitec. But when you apply for a loan, do you only go to your bank only?
No.
You go to several banks. You can go to Capitec, you can go to African Bank, you can go to anyone where you'll be approved.
Yes.
So the guy was going to be in a little bit of trouble. And then I know most people will say Ntanzi was lying. Ntanzi really, when he's asked, guys, I must give him benefit of doubt. If you are in 2020 and someone asks you where were you on 26th October 2014, to be honest, I actually have no idea. But all I remember is at night I was watching the soccer match between Orlando Pirates and Ajax, and Senzo was playing. And then on Monday morning when I woke up, it was breaking news that Senzo had died. That's the only thing I remember about that thing. But to say what was I doing on the 26th, and then if I don't give you 100% of the stuff you say I'm lying, that is not just being fair on the guy. So I am also happy that I think it's Mulda, the guy from the mine. He came and he corrected the story that you guys are saying you are not at work. He's saying he was at work. He was not supposed to be at work. It was a Sunday. It was not a working day. Yes. And then the other week you were saying he was not at work, but it was corrected that he had applied for leave. So how can you expect him to be at work? Because I think when he's answering, he's saying either I'm at work or I'm at this place. So that's how I was answering when I was saying I was at work. He was just using a general idea where he was. Yeah, but thanks guys for taking my call.
Thank you.
Thanks for the contribution.
Thank you for that knowledge and information. I surely.
Right, guys, I know that you'll be calling, but this is where I end.
Yeah, I guess
my body ends here. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you and all of you, and even those who are disagreeing. Yes, we do accept it, as long as it comes in a manner that is enobuntu. Then we will accept that. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you, and thank you for the gifts, super chats, membership. Join membership if you haven't, and you can. Please do so. We would appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Good night.